Assalamu alaikum students, and now we are going to start the lesson number 4, which name is Mohenjo-daro. Mohenjo-daro means a mound of sand. Basically, it is an ancient cities entire the world, and it is nearly about 4,500 years old, means 4,500 years old, and it was discovered by Sir John Marshall, who was an English civil servant in 1922. So in this chapter we will study the things which have been discovered from the city of Mohenjo-daro and how Sir John Marshall discovered that city, and what are the things which were discovered from that city. Okay, so now let's start chapter number 4, page number 19. Chapter name is Mohenjo-daro. Mohenjo-daro, or the Mound of Dead, is one of the oldest cities in the world. It is at a distance of 27 km from Larkana on the right bank of the river Indus. Few people live there today, but 4,500 years ago it was a large, busy city. Nobody knew anything about it until 1922, when some villagers found pieces of old smooth boards and old bricks at the place where now stands the uncovered city. Okay, we discuss it sentence by sentence. Mohenjo-daro means Mound of Dead. Okay, where is it situated? It is situated from 27 kilometers from Larkana on the right bank of the river Indus. And what is the probable age of Mohenjo-daro? The probable age of Mohenjo-daro is 4,500 years. You have to learn these points because they come in the MCQs or the fill in the blanks in exam. Okay, and when it was discovered in 1922 by Sir John Marshall. Okay. The sentence, when some villagers found pieces of old smooth boards and old bricks at the place where now stands the uncovered city. Uncovered city means the unearthed city. The city was under the earth, but some villagers found some old boards and some bricks, old bricks, and they amazed that it is not belong the current era. That's why they brought these things to the Sir John Marshall in 1922. Sir John Marshall was interested in history and historical places, and even his duty was to look after the historical remains such as old buildings, old ports, pottery and etc. That's why when the villagers brought these things to the Sir John Marshall, he said that maybe there is an uncovered city. Okay, come to the next para. These pieces of old pots and bricks were brought to Sir John Marshall, who An English civil servant whose work it was to look after historical remains like ancient buildings. Ancient means very old. Okay. Whose work it was to look after historical remains like ancient buildings and other old things such as these pieces of pots and bricks. He was himself very interested in history and was anxious to find out about these remains. So when he looked at them carefully, he at once knew that they were pieces of very old pots. About the bricks he said, the quotation of Sir John Marshall. Sir John Marshall said, "Perhaps there was once a town or a city which lies under these mounds of clay and sand. Let us dig here, maybe we shall uncover the remains of an old city." When he saw these pots and bricks, he was very anxious about the history of these pots. And as we know that, as we read that, he was interested in history, and his job was to look after the historical remains, so he knows very well that there is something under the clay or under the mound. So he ordered these villagers or labor that they have to dig that earth, which means that there will be a city which is under the earth. So the men started digging, and as they dug more and more, such pieces came up till there appeared bit by bit a city of straight roads. And when built houses, you can imagine how surprised and excited the people were when they saw all these coming up from what they had so far taken to be only mounds of clay and sand. Of course, they were very anxious and they were very excited and happy that they have to be find something. Okay. Each house was made of large bagged bricks and had a bathroom and servant quarters close by. Covered drains ran besides the streets. Even the streets were made of bagged bricks. Carts and other forms of transport could come right to the center of the town. You can still see the great hall where grain was stored. There is a wide road in the middle of which was the shopping center with shops on both sides. This road continues on to the houses of workmen. Okay, when they started digging, and as they dug more and more, they saw some old pots and some old bricks. And when they dug more, they found more things which was ancient. When they saw the ancient things, they were surprised, and they saw the ancient city which was made by old bricks or backed bricks. Backed means cooked. As we see the red bricks, basically the red bricks are called backed bricks because they're backed and then they used in the building materials. So, okay, drains means there were channels beside the street or along the street, and these channels were covered, and basically they were made for the they were made for the rainwater. Okay, carts mean barrow. You see on the roads there are carts along the roads, and on that carts we see the fruits and vegetables. People buy these fruits, and this is a source of business for the people. So the carts At that time, the carts were used for the business or to buy and selling things. And these carts were in the center of the city. Okay, and there were a hall. Hall basically a building or a castle where the people stored their grain or etc. at that time. Grain, seeds, fruits, vegetables and etc. Okay, so they stored their grain in the hall. There is a wide road in the middle of which was the shopping center. There was a shopping center which was in the mid of the city or the center of the city, and there were a lot of roads, and these roads onto the houses continues onto the houses of the workmen. Okay. This is page number 21. Second paragraph. The people of this city must have been great traders, with the river Indus so near and the sea within easy reach. The countryside must have been fertile since wheat, rice and cotton grew there. The farmers also kept cattle. There were skilled craftsmen who worked in gold, silver and ivory. Clay dolls and carts were made for the children to play with. We also have an idea of the dresses worn by the ruling class, the priests and the elders from the seals of many kinds that have been found there. They wore long, loose dresses. Okay, in this paragraph, we read about the culture of the people of the Mohenjo-daro. Okay, the people of this city must have been great traders with the river Indus. We know that the rivers and the seas, they are the great source of trade. Okay, so they were living on the bank of the river Indus, and the city was on the bank of the river Indus. So we know that the people of the Mohenjo-daro, they were great traders and they do the trade by the river Indus. And as they used to live on the bank of the river Indus, so we can say that they had wheat, they had rice, and they had a lot of fruits, vegetables, and many types of grains. The farmers also kept cattle. There were skilled craftsmen who worked and who made crafts, who worked in gold, silver and ivory. Craftsmen basically who worked in gold, silver and ivory. Ivory basically dentin of elephants. So they made things from the dentin of elephants. Clay dolls. So they made things from the ivory, means the dentin of elements. Clay dolls means, clay means kind of soil. Or wet soil, we may say that. And carts were made for the children to play with. We also have an idea of the dresses worn by the ruling class. And how do they know? They knew by the seals what they found there. So when we saw the seals, when we saw the ancient seals, we got the idea about the dressing or about the dressing sense of the people of Mohenjo-daro. So the priest means the religious person. And the elders from the seals of many kinds that have been found there, they wore long and loose dresses. Okay, nearby is a museum where interesting objects found from Mohenjo-daro are on exhibition. These include seals, jewelry, toys, weapons and painted pottery. The best find of Mohenjo-daro is the head of a bull, which was used as a seal. A metal statue of a dancing girl has also been found. There are metal tools too. It is because of these metal objects that the probable age of the city is being given as about 4,500 years. Okay, there is a word exhibition. Exhibition means to display. And museum is a place where we keep the things to show or to display the people. Okay, these include, what are the things? There are seals, there are jewelry, means ornaments. Okay, and toys, weapons. And painted pottery. Pottery means pots. Okay. And pots. These pots, they made from clay. Okay, these are the things which are kept in the museum. Okay, and you can see these things on your page number 20. Okay, so there are a lot of things you can see. There is a metal statue of a dancing girl. There is a car, and there is a statue of a man, and these are the seals, these are the ornaments. So you can see these things on page number 20. These things are kept in the Museum of Mohenjo-daro. Okay, but there are two important things we have found from the ruins of Mohenjo-daro. Number one is a head of a bull which was used for the stamping, and the second thing is a metal statue of a dancing girl. Okay, the next paragraph, and through these portable things we know that the probable age of the Mohenjo-daro. Okay, for a long time these people lived a happy life. They were quite rich and traveled from place to place on business or on pleasure. Their city was well planned and clean. The rainwater did not remain on the streets. We do not know what happened to them later. Either they were raided from the north or some great earthquake destroyed them. No one has yet been able to determine the meaning of the words written on the seals and on the pottery. Much could be learned if the language experts are able to decipher these words. First of all, there are few words. Number one is raided. Raided means attacked. Number two, decipher, which means figure out. Okay, and there is another word. This is learned. Learn means it is not the third form of the verb learn. Basically, it is an adjective which means knowledgeable person. Okay, now come to the point. These people lived a happy life. Okay, if we talk about the happy life, so what is a happy life? A happy life meaning is we have all facilities and we have materials to work on them, and we have easy life. So we found a lot of things which facilitate them. That's why we knew that they had a happy life. They were quite rich and traveled from place to place on business or on pleasure, because they were living on the bank of the river Indus, so it was not difficult for them to live at that place. Their city was well planned and clean, as we read previously that their streets were made from baked bricks, and there were drains, and there is another thing: the rainwater did not remain on the streets because of these drains. We do not know what happened to them later. Either they were raided from the north or some great earthquake destroyed them. Nobody knows about them, that how do they destroyed or how do they raided from anyone. No one has yet been able to determine the meaning of the words written on the seals and on the pottery. There are the writings which were written on the seals and pottery and other things, but nobody knows about the writing of that time people. So much could be learned if the language experts are able to decipher these words. They are working on them, but still they are not finding the correct meanings of these things. Learned men and visitors often come to the site. Knowledgeable persons or the visitors, they often come to the site. They come not only from Pakistan but also from all over the world. Visitors or tourists, they come to Pakistan and they visit that site. Let us hope that their efforts succeed in deciphering these words. We will then know a great deal more than we do now about this dead civilization. Civilization means the culture of the people or the culture of that city. We don't know about them while we are working on them. So this was the explanation and reading of the chapter. Now what you have to do, first of all, in the exercises you will search out the meanings of the words, and these are here, the textual study in page number 22, and then you will write the comprehension, and it will be on the portal. You have to download and copy it. Okay, and there are the missing words or phrases, sentences. You have to do it in your copy. The thing is that page number 20 through the 23, the thing is that there is page number 23 and there is a composition. What you have to do, first of all, write in few sentences about what you know from the ruins of Mohenjo-daro. It includes in your question answers, so leave it. And number 2, describe your village or your street in 5 sentences. What you have to do, first of all, you have to write that question in your copy, and then you will take help from these words. And the words are street, wide, narrow, clear, dirty, long, light or lights, old, new, live, houses, small, most of, a lot of, entered in, buildings, shops. These are the words. Through these words you will write a paragraph or 5 sentences about the condition or about the properties or about the description of your village. Or if you never go village, don't worry, you have to write some or 5 sentences about your street. Okay, so this is your homework. If you have any query, you can ask through WhatsApp. Thank you so much.